He'd been admitted to the ward I worked in by chance. I don't think anyone had any idea. Otherwise, they'd have thought twice about it. They'd no doubt see it as a conflict of interest, what with me nursing my ex-boss, Mr. Thomas, and all. It was our job to keep things as impersonal as possible. But Mr. Thomas and I had already had a relationship. I used to wash cars at his garage in the summer, and always remembered him as being a kind, confident dilf of a guy. When he first arrived, he was barely conscious. It was strange to see him like that. The doctors had said it was some kind of mystery virus that appeared to be on its way out. They'd assured us it wasn't contagious, which is how he got to end up on a ward with several other people admitted to it. In charge of them all was me. Well, not just me, but me and the other nurses worked shifts, administering medication and care when needed. When Mr. Thomas came round, he could scarcely believe what he was seeing.
"Jane?"
He blinked wearily, staring up at me with his steely blue eyes. "Welcome back," I smiled, fixing his sheets and moving around his bed.
"You work here? What happened?"
"You fought a hard battle and won," I said.
"Huh?"
"A virus," I clarified. "But you're through the worst of it now." He sighed and put a hand to his head.
"It doesn't feel like it."
I let out a laugh and looked at him adoringly. For years, he'd been this stoic, cool, older guy that I looked up to. But now, with him at 42 and me at only 20, it was my turn to care for him. I'd always had a soft spot for people under my care, but my spot for Mr. Thomas couldn't have been softer. Nightingale syndrome, they called it. Developing romantic feeling for your patient. I'd known it among other nurses, but I'd never known it personally. Shit. People never cared for their close friend like that in here. Maybe that was why. I'd challenged the other nurses not to feel something for Mr. Thomas. It wasn't instantaneous. In fact, it took me a few days to notice it at all. What began with adoring looks and touches started to transform into something more intense. It got so that I was nervous to approach him, in case somehow he could sense what I was thinking.
"How much longer am I in here?"
he asked several days later when I was taking a night shift. "Not much longer," I said.
"I've kind of liked it,"
he said.
"It's nice to have someone looking after you."
"Well, I've kind of enjoyed it too."
"You do?"
"Payback," I said. "Besides, I wouldn't be much of a nurse if I was in this for the money." He laughed.
"Not great, huh?"
"You can say that again."
"Sure beats washing cars, though, right?"
"Now, that just might be true."
"Well, I'll try to make it up to you somehow."
I smiled demurely. "You don't have to do that."
"I want to,"
he said, leaning up and wincing. He reached for the water, and his sheet fell down off his body. Beneath, his gown was open, and I noticed one of the patches had come free. "Let me fix that," I said, leaning over and grabbing it.
"What is it, anyhow?"
"It's a smart patch," I said, fidgeting inside and sticking it back to his muscled chest. Despite the struggle, he still looked just as good as he had before. "It measures your vitals."
"Everything, still vital?"
"It certainly is," I said, concentrating. I noticed he was looking at something too, and I stared down to follow his gaze. Turns out he wasn't the only one showing a bit of skin. My nurse's top had lost a button, and he was looking at the lacy swirls of my bra beneath.